I need more people in here. General Kenobi! General, I know you are here. Damn. 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 Not gonna wait. Oh, fine. I'll wait 5 minutes before we get on to the main event. I'll have the streak starting soon, still up and running. But meanwhile, enjoy my steak. This is the honor to hear the snake that is about to come to an end very, very soon. Next time it'll be all movers all the time. I am screwed. Hold on. Stop. Hold on. There we go. Alright, gentlemen, no, we're basically waiting on people to come back. I need to get rid of something. Alright, gentlemen. This is the pre-stream before the actual live stream. So, before we get started, I'm just going to ask how you think. And I am losing. Oh, there we go. I am losing frames. All I'm doing is streaming pictures and I'm losing frames. That should not be possible. Should not be possible. Well. We're waiting on more people to show up moving. This stream is a little different. This stream is going to be different from my usual MO. Just like how Sage is ranting out talking about games, I'm going to ranting out talking about a little bit of tech and how to find Steven. Fuck you! Not playing. We'll play Yu-Gi-Oh! Another day. I am playing. What do you mean you can't hear me? Maybe I should turn the music up. That way you're hearing nothing. Maybe I should turn the music up. That way you're hearing nothing but, what's it called? The Japanese jingle. Oh, shit, I'm dropping frames. Never mind. Alright, come on. Come on, don't stop dropping frames. How do I drop 300 frames in only 2 minutes? What the fuck? Muted stream, thank you. What the fuck? We're about to start talking about... We're gonna talk about some actual... We're gonna talk about something that's actually important. Good stuff. I only dragged you in here. Exactly. Those moves. There we go. Mark over on Kick. He understands. Thinking Mark understands. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm not here to talk about the Blue Eye support that they just got. I'm here to talk about something else. Something a bit more important and pressing. Let's see, I want to make sure I have that ready to go. Alright. Yeah, we got 5 minutes in. I got 4 people, 2 across 2 streams. Over on Kick, we got Thinking Mark, and we got Fast Run. Over here on YouTube, we got General Kenobi and Luca. I think it's time to get this fucking stream started. as you've been enjoying the snake foods I've collected from places that I cannot disclose, I refuse to go back into the trenches. I am now here to talk about... Exactly. Gray Spirit. Gray Spirit. But still, I'm here to talk about something else. Sorry, the snakes are going... The snake lady titties are going away. We're here to talk about... this. We're here to talk about fucking copper. And why that's important. I refuse to go back to the trenches. Now, normally I would read the article like one of those people to be like, oh, we're going to talk about it. Yeah, we're talking about copper. You want to know why we're talking about copper? This is very important. Remember how alright, I'm pretty sure you guys were in, many of you, except for maybe Thinking Mark, you're probably not in his chat, but I'm pretty sure you guys were in Sage's stream a couple days ago, and he was talking about how the price of technology is going up, and how the price of everything is going to go up, purely because everybody's so focused on making AI, everybody's so focused... I have copper free. Well, listen, the copper prices are surging and elevating. The copper prices are going out of control. We're very much of the view that the copper price is unstable. It has jumped so quickly, running away from the reality of the impact of the tariffs and the macroeconomics and even the fundamentals. Yes, copper prices are going insane, guys. And why am I bringing... Exactly. Do you understand why Blackneum... Wait for Blackneum freeze. Now listen, the U.S. does not make pennies anymore. And even when we were making pennies, we stopped making them out of copper. We made them out of aluminum and tin. More than we did make out of copper. And here's the real... And now that with the price of copper is going up, I want you guys to ask yourselves, what is the most important component of a computer that is made out of copper? Yes, I'm asking both chats. I'm asking both chats, what is the most important component of a computer that's made out of copper? Yes! And what else is also made out of copper? Yes! Fast Run! Both answers go to Fast Run and Thinker. Congratulations, guys! You thought it was just gonna end with the RAM? You thought it was just gonna end with them buying out the wafers and we're having to figure out how to fucking store our shit? We're now in the other ripple effect, and that is the cost of CPUs are gonna go up. We're gonna see the cost of CPU coolers also go up. Check us moderators. Thanks, bro. So as you can see here, only from 24 hours ago, if you are setting hopes on upgrading your PC, you better do so now, because these bitches are CPUs and cooling fans are gonna go up in price by 10%. Which, if you have money, it's not as bad as it could be. But if you're on a budget, you're basically playing Russian roulette at this point. Because imagine, if you will, not being able to get the proper wattage of your CPU, the proper wattage of the power supply, or even a proper AM4 CPUs are pretty much out of stock. Or cost way too more. Yeah, they sure do. I can tell. Luke, it's not just get a job, it's get 2 jobs. which means you gotta work double time at McDonald's, and then after that, you gotta run over to either Taco Bell or hope Chick-fil-A is right next to it. It is. And then after that, and on the weekends, you gotta go to fucking Walmart to do your Walmart greeter job. It is absolutely, and that's just in case. And if what news I'm hearing recently is true, which it is not part of this live stream, because I refuse to cover the political movement right now. I refuse to cover politics because I don't really care that much. What I do care about is General Kenobi coming over here and saying hi on Kick, and also technology. At the very least, they got a leak. You guys got a leak of the letter, and that's mainly because it started. Actually, I want to talk about the Somali daycare, but this is not a political stream. It shouldn't be political because it actually has to do with all the states, but it actually is going to be political. I can do 10 jobs in 1 hour. All right, Luca, then they'll pay you like 70 cents on the. They'll pay you 70 cents, period. 70 cents an hour. And your rent will be, what's it? I think about 6 or 7K. The demand for copper in China has reportedly elevated to the volatile pricing that we saw earlier. Man, this is getting bad, my dude. This is getting bad, everybody. The price of everything is going up. And if I have... No, that's just hardware coverage. And you can't even do... And here's the thing. You can't even go out and buy used. I know this is in Tokyo, which does not affect anybody here, because I don't know anybody in this chat that's in Tokyo. Everybody is not in the place that for some reason God hates. I don't understand why God hates the Southeast Asian Pacific, but for some reason they just get hit with the worst weather effects. However, that being said, if you're trying to buy an old gaming PC, or even just an old PC, especially if you're in Japan, you got another thing coming. Sofa Map said, "Ayo, if you're gonna go out and buy a new gaming PC, we'll buy your old one off of you. Come on, we are literally running out of PCs to sell here. Come on, please help us out, bro." God has his own reasons. Listen, when Japan was nuked, we ended up getting anime. I don't think what God has planned will be. If God's plan is for them to make even more anime, it might just work. If their plan is to wipe them off the face of the earth, God, I don't think that's gonna work out the way you're hoping for. But if that's what you think it is, that's what you think it is. I don't think it's gonna work out that way, but if that's what your plan is, that's the plan. I can't fight against it. But still, we got a major Japanese electronics retailer saying, "Ayo, if you're buying a new PC, sell us your old ones. We're running out of PCs." I am not gonna. There's a reason why I have privacy badger. I don't want Twitter X getting their fucking hands on this. And if I open up Twitter on Brave, it's basically GG's for me. That's GG's for me. So, yeah. In addition to dealing with the cost of SSDs going up, the cost of CPUs going up, the cost of motherboards going up, the cost of GPUs going up, the cost of CPUs... Are you going to play... No! Stop asking, Luca! It is getting bad. Oh, but don't worry. Don't worry. This Chinese company is gonna... Not Chinese. This Korean company is gonna meet all of our memory supply needs by investing $13 million into a new AI packaging facility. Don't worry, we'll get more memory, but it'll go straight to AI. We will get more memory. It'll just go straight to AI, guys. We'll get. Don't worry, the South Koreans will save us from the AI menace by giving more money and making more memory for AI. It's all coming together, gents. Oh man, but that's not the most hilarious thing. I would say the most hilarious thing would have to have been what happened a couple days ago at yeah, it was a I would say 5 days ago at no when the fuck was CES, the Consumer Electronics Show. The fuck was that? What was the Consumer Electronics? Fuck. All right, so it was the ninth. All right, so it was last week. So there's that. And at the Consumer Electronics Expo, the only one I kind of cared about was what was AMD's plan for all this bullshit. Because NVIDIA has already decided they will abandon the consumer market. They will abandon anybody that wants to get cheap and reliable GPUs. They will abandon all of us to our devices. So I said, all right, AMD, easy layup. What do you got planned? Here is AMD's. Here's a highlight of AMD's keynote that happened just recently. Oh, the world of AI, guys. We're talking about AMD's focusing on AI. AI to move AI so that way you can use the cloud a bit more. Let's talk about AI for for industries other than video games. Understandable, but what the fuck? And this is the Consumer Electronics Show. Where is the consumer electronic product? All right, we're also working on robots that is being made by the Italians. I don't understand why the Italians are making robots, but here we are. And we will move on to supporting the moon landing. And keep abusing the AI to do human work. Listen, we already abused the rock. Listen, we already abused the rocks in order to trick it into doing math for us. That's how we have computers to begin with. I just want more rocks for me. Cannot wait for Robot Mario. I can't wait for Robot Peach. I can't wait for Robot Peach. Oh man. Oh man, but that's not all, man. What else we got here? Oh, we're making a new fucking rack. We're working with the U.S. Department of Energy to make groundbreaking supercomputers using our new Intel AI-powered processor. Yes, you can now say AMD works for the feds, or the feds have contracted out AMD. Either way, AMD and the U.S. government are gonna be in bed for a good while, even longer than they are gonna be with NVIDIA. And considering that Jensen Huang, who is the CEO of NVIDIA, and what's her face? Let me go back up to her face. There we go. Lisa Su. These two are cousins, by the way. So, and they're both working for the feds. I'm like, listen, we just got released of the Epstein files where it was not even redacted properly. So, but you're telling me that we are doing another incest route in front of everybody? In front of everybody? They look, not surprising, they look kind of similar. Listen, Fast Run, just because they're South Korean doesn't mean they're all the same. You can't get away with that, Fast Run. You can't get away with that. Ooh. They will have Luca's accent. They probably will. And if Luca gets his hands on it, he will make sure all of them says, I am the alpha male. Oh, they are all similar. Crazy. Anyway, then they continue on saying, listen, AI is the way of the future. But as I scroll all the way down to actually a consumer electronic product that came out that everybody should care about would have to be this. The AMD Ryzen 7 9850X 3D. This was to make up for the fact that CPU prices have fucking lost the plot. But they will continue to lose the plot because, oh, what's an important resource that goes into making CPUs, guys? What's an important resource that goes into making CPUs? Oh no, not the plot. Yeah. What's an important resource that goes into making CPUs? If you guys said copper, if any of you said copper, then correct. Then congratulations, you are. Why am I dropping frames? I am showing a picture. Stop dropping frames. Thank you, General Kenobi. Thank you. After I stopped dropping frames, I'm a fucking beat. Man, now I'm having a little bit of concern. You have Linux, that's why. That's what I get for using. This is what I get for using the Windows PC to. Anyway, but yeah, this was supposed to be the answer to all the the ridiculous CPU who hacked the 10 times in a row. They want your private information. Listen, everything I get is stored in, everything I have is stored in a torrent file. If somebody wants it, they can immediately get it because they should know where they should know where I found it. But still, this right here was supposed to be the answer to all of our CPU woes. But considering that AM4 is making a comeback, this might as well not even exist. This might as well not even exist. This is not even... Actually, it supports my current motherboard, so maybe I'll consider it. But overall, I don't even... Liquid cooling... Never mind, I'm not even recommending this. I do not support liquid cooling. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you want to cool your CPU proper, you get yourself a proper CPU cooling fan. You do not go for an AIO. That shit, when that shit breaks, GG's to your PC. That's all I have to say. Liquid cooling is sus. Exactly. All it takes is one leak. The only time your PC should meet anything... Exactly. The only time your PC should meet anything liquid is if it's, I would say, maybe oil. Maybe oil. And that's because you decided to figure out, oh wait, I can cool my PC with actual oil. Like it's a car. That might work. Install 10 fans. Install 20 fans, bro. If your motherboard allows it, install 20 fans. The case is just an option. The CPU is what needs to be cooled. Liquid cooling. But I'm done with it. But now that you guys have seen what I've been going through, now that you guys seen that, I usually go through tech news because when I wake up, it's political news, political news, political news, political news, goon, political news, political news, political news, political news, political news, goon again, political news, and I'm like, I'm tired of this. Tell me what's happening inside tech world, and I'm not gonna bore you with the fact that the faggots are. Oh well, yeah, screw it. I'm not gonna bore you with the fact that the Rainbow Mafia is running buck wild in Linux. I'm not gonna bore you with the fact that Microsoft is complaining that everybody is calling Windows 11 slop, and that because they've invested so much into AI, when this fails, and because Windows 11 is such hot fucking garbage, they will not have enough people in order to make Windows 12. So, Windows might have actually killed... So, Microsoft may have accidentally killed Windows. I'm not going to talk about how Microsoft subtly and without any questions or without any announcement changed Microsoft Office 365 to Office 365 to Copilot 365. I'm not going to talk about that. What I am going to talk about is what's happening in gaming now. Because this right here, this is where the real magic happens. Looky here, guys. Remember the game Anthem? Sell Windows 12, sell your soul. Listen, the only good version of Windows 11 is Enterprise. And the only way you can get your hands on an Enterprise version of Windows 11 is if you know a system administrator. Do you know a system administrator? Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, that's right. I have on low latency, so you guys... Oh, yeah. Anthem, yeah. Do you guys remember the game Anthem? The very fact that... Exactly, Luca's like, Anthem? Exactly, I'm like... Every time somebody says Anthem, I'm immediately thinking, oh, are you talking about a national anthem? Listen, I only know the American national anthem, and that's about it. Windows 11 LTS. Yeah, you need to look for Enterprise, but yeah. I see a crazy woman down there. Don't worry about listen. She's retarded, but at the same time, she's forced to do nothing but write about game stories, or else she's axed. So for now, we can trust her with a grain of salt. Because I just read that because I just read part of her bio and says you may have heard of her on the BBC, and I'm like, all right, we can trust her with just a grain of salt, but I do remember inklings of somebody talking about a game called Anthem. Of course she's an activist. Listen, when I see BBC, I immediately think, oh, she's a fucking activist. And then I'm looking at that profile. You're on a site called The Gamer, and you decide to use that as your profile pic. God only knows why these people are allowed to keep getting work. Anyway, as of yesterday, the game Anthem is offline. Which BBC? Listen, there's only one BBC. It's all the way in the UK. All they do is they play that black stuff, and now they have a whole bunch of migrants that reflect it. And that's why they made a new video game that's preventing them. No, I can't get no. Max P, you can't get political. What did I say? You can't get political. So many jobs are basically worthless, but get tons of money. That is the truth. That's why. That is the truth, Fast Run. That is the truth. That is why the live service game. Yeah, it turns out Anthem was a live service game. It turns out Anthem was a live service game, and for some reason, it was around for 7 years. EA kept the game that basically nobody heard about. Please ignore this right here. Please ignore this right here. This is an outright lie. This is a fabrication. This person is saying this so that way she can look good. I understand, but this is absolutely this is absolute fucking gaslighting right here. This right here is the reason why you should. This right here is the reason why you should always take what a person says with a grain of salt. Except if it comes out of a woman's mouth. You should take it with even a smaller... Actually, take it with a grain of sand if it comes out of a woman's mouth. Especially if she writes her video games. Take it with a grain of sand. Holy shit, is this the biggest gaslight I've ever seen? I want to ask you guys, have any of you known anybody that played the game Anthem back in February of 2019? Dedicated fan shows image of a fat woman with blue hair nose ring. Bro, I don't even think the blue hair nose rings even knew it existed. I don't even think the Warpigs knew. I don't even think they understood it existed. The gaming community looks back at Anthem and some will really be... No, stop. This right here is not the case. The gaming community will look back at Anthem and say, wait, you still were alive? I thought you died back in 2019. What are you doing here? Wait, why is your corpse showing up now? We thought we lost it back in 2019. Why is it floating up? Why is it floating up with your head still underwater all these years later? What the fuck's happening? Okay. I remember a little bit of this. There was a plan to overhaul Anthem. I do remember hearing that. It was a long time ago. Hold on, let's see if I can find it. Give me a second, guys. Gonna do a quick search. Just look at the snake lady for a bit. Yeah, no, Eurogamer. We're not gonna talk about that. Oh yeah. All right. EA. EA Anthem 2.0. No, I don't want... I want the old news. Oh, no! Okay. I'm gonna bring it back. Real quick. Cause this is hilarious. Okay. I was looking for stuff on Anthem 2.0 because that's actually what I want to care. That's actually what I care about. But right here, look at what I found, guys. Anthem is a cooperative action role-playing game developed by BioWare and published by EA. What is the current status of Anthem? While development on Anthem has stopped, the live service continues to run. However, EA has announced Anthem servers will be sunsetting on January 12th, 2026. The game remains on patch 1.7.0 since February of 2020, with virtually no bug fixes or improvements to the game made since then. So this game has been dead since February of 2020. And we got people out stomping for it out here. Bro, I would not listen. You took BioWare devs that had just got off of Mass Effect Andromeda and told them to do Anthem. These fuckers had only ever handled single player games, linear single player games that were basically either shitty RPGs or shitty RPGs with shooting mechanics. And you told them to make a multiplayer game. I already knew this was cooked from the beginning, but when I saw how cooked it was, I said, get this fucker out of the kitchen now! He is going to give everybody fucking super goddess simple herpalades. I don't care if he cooked the best Michelin 5 meal, what was it, 5 years ago, 10 years ago? That is gone. Get him out of here. But still, these people are out here stopping to get Anthem. Oh yeah, there we go. Act 2. There we go. That's what I was looking for. You know what? I'm going to pull up Perplexity. There we go. I'm going to pull up Perplexity. Okay. I said, can you explain to me what the video game Anthem 2.0 was supposed to be? Get out of here. Blame shareholders. Listen, I blame everybody. Yeah, that's basically what. All right. Anthem 2.0, often called Anthem Deck, was a planned, full-scale reboot of the original Anthem meant to redesign nearly every major system. Loot, mission, progress, world structure, while preserving the core. Alright. It was never released and the work was ultimately canceled around 2021. So, okay. Ah. Wow. We are getting Anthem IRL. We sure are getting Anthem IRL. We're closer to getting Anthem IRL than the actual game. Oh, oh man, EA, how you stepped in it. I'm glad the Saudis are buying you. Maybe the Muslims will fix all this gay shit that you let run rampant for too long. Can't believe I looked up to those guys. Anyway, now we're back here. So Anthem, it is dead, and as you can see, these are all X posts. But because I have Privacy Badger on, you will never see the X post. Anthem still has fans, or at least those who say they saw. I mean, this is this right here is what we call. This right here is what we call loading. This is loading right here. This is all you should have said. You should have said Anthem. Had those who saw Anthem. You should have get rid of all this. Just said right. Just if you get rid of this entire, despite all this, you just get rid of this right here, and that's actually that. Get rid of these words right here, and you have the actual sentence, which is Anthem still had those who saw some potential in the project. I know a streamer that streamed that game Anthem last year. General Kenobi, how did that guy feel? How did that streamer feel? Did he feel content? Did he feel satisfied? Did he say, no, this game probably has some things going for it. I wish the devs would actually, get off their asses and actually figure out how to actually make a proper multiplayer game. Not really. Damn. Anyway, these are all X posts, but because I have X post block, you will never see the X posts. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do it. Not for you, the gamer. Not for you. I bet other characters kept talking, talking. Ah, yeah, that's probably what did it. just released a 3.5 out. Oh, Mark Dura just released. Oh, detailing what went wrong with the game. Yeah, I'm gonna save you 3.5 hours, guys, and tell you what went wrong with the game. Everything. Everything went wrong with the game. Never tell your team to assemble a tech demo in order to make shareholders happy. Actually, sit the fuck down, make an actual game, prototype what you need to prototype, and then show off the prototype to your investors. And if you need to, show it off to the public and say, "Ayo, this is what we got cooking in the works." Never make a fucking tech demo. No, Anthem will be this. No, sadly, that is likely how Anthem will be remembered. A collection of errors, poor decisions. It'll be remembered not as a collection of. Actually, yeah, no. That's actually yes. This is actually adequate. A game that didn't please her, or yeah, that's actually an accurate sentence. Good shit. With the woman typed out a coherent sentence near the very end. Wrong. The game justify all. Oh fuck! I would have hired like. Listen, for every one woman we fired, I could hire 2 autistic nerds. And I could have got, not only could I have gotten Anthem, I could have gotten a better Mass Effect, and I could have gotten a better Mass Effect game. It didn't have to be Andromeda. It could have been something else entirely. I could have gotten another Star Wars game. I could have gotten a better Dragon Age game. They could have fucking fixed Dragon Age 2 and not. They could have fixed Dragon Age 2. They could have made Dragon Age Inquisition actually better than what it fucking was. Because holy fucking shit, Dragon Age Inquisition. If I had give Dragon Age, let me autism do the job exactly. Oh man, but let's go on to. Now that we got Anthem out the way, let's move on to NVIDIA. The NVIDIA CEO wants you to stop. It's by the same. The article for NVIDIA is written by the same bitch. I'm glad I did not hand you. I'm glad I didn't hand you that power yet, Luca. If I handed you that power. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows but Jesus. Anyway. Keep being a doom. Listen, I'm actually... Despite my best efforts, I'm actually running on pure copium. I wake up every morning, I hold a needle, I wake up every morning, I take my daily injections of copium, and then I move on with the works. I move on with my day. Then video wants you to stop being a doomer about AI because it's hurtful. Jensen Huang could suck my dick. And I need that with 100% certainty. You don't make. Yes, Master. I said it. I said it with my whole chest. I'll say it with my whole chest. And if they figure out that I applied to their fucking. Listen, if they figure out I applied to their job as one of their software engineers, and they somehow trace this back to me, and they ask me about this, I'll say, yes, I said it with my whole chest. Do you want to know why I said it? You are abandoning the consumer market for data centers. And you're creating a bubble the likes of which have only been rivaled by the 2008 financial crisis. Once this blows up, it is over for everybody involved. Even if you don't go to jail, your name will be synonymous with causing so much pain and frustration to not just one, but 3 generations of humanity. I know you're happy. course I'm happy because I'm getting my. Of course I'm happy because I know wife. Listen, robo waifus are just around the corner, bro. Robo waifus just around the corner. But anyway, let's go on to Jensen Huan's whining. AI bubble. AI bubble is some. He says. This man says the AI bubble is a myth. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can grab. Hold on. I'm heading over to one place that I know I should have it. I know Sage has it somewhere. I posted that image somewhere in Sage's Discord. There it is. There it is. It's not a bubble, but it might as well be. It's not a bubble, but it might as well be. It's not a bubble, but it might as well be. He added that all the negativity surrounding the growth of AI has done a lot of damage lately. Like, remember, it's not. He said the AI bubble is a myth. It's not a myth. I mean, it's not. It may not. I mean, it's not a myth, but it might as well be. Which, as it happens, is probably will not discourage AI critics from making their critiques known. However, he feels that the fears being expressed are stuff of fiction, and we need to stop worrying about them. Listen, don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. I'm sure all of you are running Windows 11 right now. Even though it says that many of you are switching back over to Windows 10 because you don't want to switch over at all after you tried Windows 11, just leave it on. Microsoft Windows Recall is fine. Using half of all your available RAM to send data back to Microsoft, so that it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's allowing Copilot to do its thing. Don't think too deeply on it. NVIDIA's ray tracing using AI upscaling. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Come on, guys. Never mind that we have a 6000 series cards that we sell to data centers. Now everything's gonna be just fine, guys. You'll be able to afford a GPU after we finish giving it all to our partners that are currently giving us a helping hand, guys. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's all fine, guys. AI is not the enemy here. AI's not the enemy here. All right. These are Jensen Huan's comment. It's extremely hurtful, frankly. I think we've done a lot of damage lately with very well-respected people who have painted a doomer narrative, end of the world's narrative, sci-fi, science fiction narrative, says Jensen Huan. It's not helpful to people. It's not helpful to the industry. It's not helpful to society. It's not helpful to governments. 1 second. He said the word. He said the word he shouldn't have said. No, I don't need you. He said the one thing you're not supposed to say. Oh, there we go.
I'm not a big fan of the government. 30 on 30. I'm not a big fan of the government. 30 on 30 on 30. I'm not a big fan of the government. 30, 30, 30. I'm not a big fan of the government. Not a big fan. Not a big fan of the government. I'm not a big fan of the government. 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 Not a big fan. Not a big fan. Not a big fan. Not a big fan. Not a big fan of the government. The government. Not a big fan. Not a big fan. Not a big fan. Not a big fan. The government. The government. The government. The government. The government. The government.
Believe it or not, because I live in the United States, I could probably still get a Fed. I probably could still get a Fed job because of my connections, but that's a different story. Anyway, let's go back to Jensen Huang's bitching. Yeah, let's go back to Jensen Huang's bitching. Okay, he goes on to say that rapid growth of AI industry in the past 2 years has been a good thing for all of us, as the tech is now more useful and more functional. FBI. Yes, this man right here. Hey, you mock me, but I could be the one. I could be the one working for the FBI. No, that's not true. I'd be working for the CIA. And yet, it would still let me on U.S. soil. Oh, but that's a different story. Oh, well, looky here. Jensen Huang says, the tech is more useful and more functional. I would like to ask you guys, do you all remember when... Make Max be the leader of the FBI? Hey, listen. Not only would you know all the names of everybody on the Epstein flight list, but you would also know all the names of all the compromised people near your area. In your area, not only near you, but in your area. You're like, oh yeah, that guy right there, yeah, that guy actually touches kids. You do not... Oh, that guy right there that you've trusted for about, what's it, 20 years? Yeah. Do not leave him alone with a child. That's what'll happen if you're with me. And then all of a sudden, but that's a different story. That's a different story. Because I start talking about that, because I then immediately will explain to you what my immigration policy would be. And you would immediately, then you'd be like, oh, America's back on top. But that's a different story. What I want to talk about right now is, I want to ask you guys simple questions. Like, I want you all to remember. I want you to remember the last series of GPUs. I want you to remember how their high-end GPU, the 4090, how its power supply cord was literally frying itself. I want you all to remember how Coffee Lake, Intel's own CPU series, was frying itself alive because it did not know how to tell itself to cool the fuck down, despite having an AIO. Yeah, it was recommended that you have an AIO for that thing in order to cool itself down. You are a free citizen of the United States. Now go and pay taxes the rest of your life. Joke's on you. I need to make money to pay taxes. But like I said, different story for a different day. Yeah, Intel's trying to make a comeback with GPUs. That's exactly. Intel is trying to make a comeback with GPUs. We haven't really heard that much. Time to use ChatGPT. No, fuck ChatGPT. Don't rely on the AI. Remember the circle. You need to break the cycle. Break this cycle. Rose, listen. I'm just saying is that the technology that he says is more useful, more functional. You need to make the problem is it's still useful. The problem is it's not as functional as it was before. Thank God thank God we're making better CPU. Thank God we're making better power supply units and fans. Oh wait! Thank God we're making better AIS. Oh wait! Thank God we're making executive break ChatGPT with autism. There is a way to do it. There is a way to do it. Anyway, later on he addressed one of the Doomer messages specifically, and I'm like, what is one of these Doomer messages? Is he talking about how there's a bubble that as soon as it fucking pops, it's taking everybody down with it? Because it seems that even some economies are now dependent on this AI bubble keeping afloat in order to afford all the bullshit. Maybe we shouldn't have overestimated like we did before, but it seems that so long as we have people that are too hopped up on cocaine to realize that, hey guys, maybe we should sell to the consumers so that way we still have a way to make money at the end of the day, rather than continually worrying about investors and speculators propping us up. Nah, the venture capital will never stop. These investors will keep investing in us for years. Anyway, to counter this, Juan argues that AI industry is actually helping the development of sustainable energy solutions. Now, I want to because I want to say that Jensen Juan is. I want to say that this right here, he's somewhat correct. Now I say somewhat because it is true that these guys. You guys may not know this, but Microsoft, Nvidia, all these big data firms, they're looking into either making their own nuclear power plants or reactivating some of the ones that we decided to shut down back in, I think it was the 70s, in the 80s that we decided to shut down all of our nuclear power plants in the United States. Yeah, these guys are thinking about either opening new ones or reopening the ones that we already have. But here's the kicker. Here's the unfortunate thing, guys. That'll only cause the price of everything to go up too. Because these guys don't seem to think, why use AI when you can hire people? Listen, even if you do replace people with AI, you still need somebody to build the nuclear power plants. You still need somebody to actually physically maintain the nuclear power plants. Unless Luca's going to become a robotics engineer and help make the next robots. I'm waiting on you, Luca. What's stopping you? Make us the next robot. Make us the next robot army. Make us the next robot army of nuclear engineers. You could probably solve all of our problems, except in Germany, because Germany shut down all of their nuclear power plants and they're back in coal, my dude. They're back in the mines. The Germans, they are back in the mines. Look, up 9, they should ask the Jews to dig in the mines for the coal. But the Jews, they will probably dig up not just the coal, they will find the diamonds in the coal, and they will not tell anybody a single thing. That. If I don't get canceled for that, if that doesn't get me canceled, I don't know what will. Exactly. Alpha male servant bots. ASMRs, exactly. Bastard figured it out. Thank you, Bastard. You figured it out first. I'm glad. Anyway. Alright, in the same breath, he said that the aim is to move away from natural gas. It's an energy. No! Moving away from natural gas as an energy source is not unrealistic. It is realistic. The problem is, you guys are too fucking scared of nuclear energy. You are so fucking terrified that another Chernobyl will happen. When if you sit down and you actually look into how we are actually boiling this water to get energy from, yes, that's what nuclear energy is. Or basically, it's just a very advanced way of boiling water in order to get energy. That's what nuclear energy is. German became just like China, but without nuclear. Bro, it became like China back in the 80s. I am not scared of nuclear energy. If anything, nuclear energy will solve all of our energy problems within the first world. Not in the third world, though. Third world has its own problems. But in the first world, all of our energy problems can be solved with nuclear fucking energy. And to anybody, and if you're, let's see, There's probably gonna be one person either in the chat, or if I decide to make this into a fucking video because that was probably, this is the real reason, to get off my ass and probably use an excuse to turn a VOD into a video. If I use this and make this into a video, and there's that one person in the comment that says, well, you see, there's also thorium. Shut the fuck up. Nobody's done anything with those thorium schematics for fucking years. We at least have groundwork, and we have understanding of nuclear technology. We have other developed nations that have developed their own brand of nuclear energy in order to power their nations. I will go with what works and what we can actually work with other nations in order to make better than work on shit that that people have just sat on for fucking years. Anyway, back to Jensen wants fishing. Speaking of another matter, which I am sure is unrelated to this, AMD and Nvidia will reportedly increase GPU prices significantly this year. If I had a camera and you guys could see if you could see the pain in me having to read that. And then you can also see the irony, as I say, AI slop will plague the entertainment we enjoy. But at least ChatGPT will read an email for you. Oh man, at least this is supposed to be about gaming. How did I end up talking about ChatGPT and AI again? This is bad. Somebody save me. Help. Help. I don't want to be here anymore. '93. All you had to do was make fucking build the camera. We want face reveal. Nah. Bro, I just played. I'm not a big fan of the government. I just made the most racist. Actually, second most racist thing I could ever say. It's basically. No, it's actually. At least YouTube poop. At least YouTube poop. You were learning how to video edit. AI slops, unless you know camera work, it's gonna be fucking garbage and dog shit. Anyway, let's move on to, I'm pretty sure you guys saw this yesterday if you were in Gams' stream. I'm pretty sure you guys saw the Lego Pokemon set. It didn't even take that long, my dudes. It didn't even take that long. This says 2 hours ago because I opened up 2 hours ago. Hold on, let me hit the F5. 8 hours ago. The Pokemon's getting scalped, my dude. The Pokemon's already got scalped. Didn't even waste no time. Why you bought Lego Pokemon's Max PP? I don't need to buy Lego Pokemon. I play with Gundams. Let me show you what I'm working. Hold on, let me give you a Wheelsuit Gundam Exia MG 1100. Let me give you this real quick. Here. Get yourselves one of these. You need to get yourselves one of these, guys. See it? They're out of stock in 2 quarters. Get out of here! Leave me alone! Stop! Wait, get your hands on one of these. Get your hands on one of these. They'll set you right. They're cheaper than the 40K mod. They're cheaper than buying 40K minis. Less expensive than printing 40K minis. I mean, I usually go on eBay or Amazon to buy mines, but yeah, this is what I spend my money on sometimes. Or never forget the cycle. But anyway, so yeah, they already made. So yeah, Pokemon's collab with Lego is already turning into a fucking shit show. And Nintendo cannot afford a shit show this year. Don't worry. I'll explain to you guys why Nintendo cannot afford a shit show later. I got a Chinese what 144 goof in a GAC. That I still need to build. You need to build one. You'll like it. Make me Dark Magician Girl with big melons. Anyway, so after the reveal yesterday of Gen 1's Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise, as well as Pikachu and Eevee, scalpers have seen. Scalpers are already taking. They've already seen it. They said we are on it. It's only natural that these people have resorted would be assumed to be a hot commodity and purchase stocks immediately listed, on the second market. Actually, you know what? Let's actually look for one of these. Classic second market. eBay. eBay! Let's go here. Ayo, eBay. Let's look it up actually. Come on. I want to see it. Lego Pokemon. There we go. Lego Pokemon. Genuine set. The fuck? How much JavaScript is on this fucking site? This should have loaded up immediately. Genuine, these are very clearly these are Chinese. It says, "Oh, don't exactly." You can see. You can see. It says genuine. Sees the Chinese. All right. We'll come back here a little bit later. I want to keep reading. Since pre-orders listing on Oh, okay. Then we'll grab this. Put it in here. Okay, UK. Decline all now. Get the fuck out of my sight. Why? Why are you like this? Alright, there we go. Ah, this is probably it right here. This is probably... This is either it or it's something else. That is true. It is hard to mess up plastic kits. Alright. Those listings in which the seller Oh man. Those listings in which the sellers are selling all three main Pokemon Lego sets, plus the additional Kanto badge sets, are more than double the RRP of the products. And to make matters worse, our Kanto starters set is out of stock. Real Lego and Pokemon fans can do things far, far cheaper. Listen, I don't know what's happening with Pokemon fans. As a matter of fact, I don't even understand why we still have Pokemon. Actually, no, I understand why we still have Pokemon fans. It's the same reason why we still got Power Ranger fans, Yu-Gi-Oh fans, why we still have Dragon Ball Z fans and Naruto fans. They found us when we were kids, and the TISM said, "This is ours. This is ours. Nobody can have it. This is mine, mine alone." Anyway, that's a psychology thing. I'm not a psychologist. I'm a computer scientist. On eBay UK, only five of the starter trio kits have been sold. One strangely for under RRP, and 14 of the Kent badges. eBay US has seen far more badges sold. 77 listings show as complete, and 30 starter kits have already sold. Far more people have the idea of scalping the Lego sets than buyers be willing to buy them. I mean, yeah. Listen, all I saw was there has been. All I see is that 5 have sold. 5 of these have sold, and 14 of these have sold in the UK, and for the US, 77 of these have sold, and 30 of these have sold. This means people are either people are caving and buying. It does not matter how much you don't want it to happen, it's happening. They are caving and they are buying. It does not matter if the scalper puts it up for over puts it up for over double its RRP. If somebody has the money and they are willing to pay for it, they will buy. If they're not willing to pay for it, then the scalper takes a loss. They do not remember supply and demand. Jesus Christ, this is just getting out of hand. Alright. Let's move on to my favorite GOG. Why? God, why are you doing this to me? I've already done 2 of our articles. Exactly, Luca gets it. We're back here with the BBC enthusiast. GOG isn't backing down on its anti-DRM policy, even though it scares some publishers away. Reminder that GOG at one point did have a couple of games that did have DRM on it when they said, "Oh no, we're not gonna include the ones that don't have DRM on it. We're not gonna include the ones that have DRM on it, sir. These games have DRM. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?" Anyway. Under its singular founder, under its new leadership, they decided, even though our old guy left, we're still gonna do our best to make sure we're an anti-DRM free. We're gonna be an anti-DRM. We're gonna be a DRM free platform. Don't worry, guys. Everything's gonna be fine. Everything's cool. And I'm like, guys, I don't think it's gonna work. And the reason why I'm only paraphrasing this because I just don't have it in me to actually read this woman's writing. Not with the amount of gaslighting she did for Anthem in order to make it seem like, oh yeah, no, there are people still playing. I'm like, Are we sure that people? Are we sure that there were people playing Anthem and that wasn't just a fucking fever dream that we all had collectively? But I have to be impartial. Let me at the very least read something. GOG won't shift on its DRM message to secure AAA releases. I would say in this day and age, GOG caring about having AAA releases on their platform should sicken everybody involved. Maybe not the higher ups, maybe not marketing, because marketing is filled with women and people with bitch things, so that they'll get their panties in a twitch. But I think for everybody else in the company, to even down to the fucking janitor that cleans the toilets, they should have a visceral disgust when they hear, "Oh no, we're not going to do that to secure AAA releases on our platform." They should just collectively whinge and cringe. They should collectively feel disgusted because of what AAA gaming has become. And even though CD Projekt Red considers itself AAA, I would say it's more. Even though people consider CD Projekt Red AAA, and other people consider it an indie studio, I see it as the middleman between. I see them as they're trying to transition to being a real boy company, but they're not doing it well, and it's showing. It showed with Cyberpunk 2077. It's showing with The Witcher 4. And we're gonna see just how bad. We're gonna see just how. We're gonna see just how real company they decided to become when Witcher 4 finally drops. Oh man. Since the very beginning, we haven't seen DRM as a solution for piracy. That is correct. Because piracy is not. Because when people resort to piracy, that's usually that's usually your distribution issue. This games get pirated anyway. Yeah, nearly day one. Actually, hold on. How about that? Oh, there it is. I'm just gonna let this stay here for a bit. I'm gonna let you guys mull it a little bit with me right here. It's de novo. Nope. Getting through de novo isn't that hard. Yeah, but Luca, you say that with you anytime you see a woman in a video game that you can't immediately put under your control. For all I know, The Witcher 4 could come out, you immediately get it. You're like, oh no, Siri's actually great. No, actually, no, you'd still say it's cringe because you're actually playing a Siri. Maybe I should. But I need to play. I still need to replay. I need to replay a couple of Digimon games though, namely World and World Next Order. Maybe World Two, but World and World Next Order. But oh shit, oh fuck. If I start playing Digimon World, I'm not playing any new games. I'm not playing any new games the entire year. Never enjoyed Siri. Damn, damn. Anyway, back to the article. I'm just anytime I see his name, I'm just gonna say Polish man. Renowned Polish man tells GameIndustry.biz. We see DRM as something which can make the life of legal consumers, of legal customers, more difficult, which is true. DRM tends to be a pain in the ass because all it's going to take is for the service that the DRM checker needs, that the DRM checker that the DRM needs to check with decides to go offline, and oh look, no game, get fucked. Meanwhile, the pirate has a copy of the game with the DRM stripped out and all the bugs that usually come with checking if you own the game legally stripped out as well, because sometimes it's old games, very old games. The only reason to keep it alive, can be to please the owners of the games, because that's their requirements quite often. That is true. Now, keep in mind, when he's referring to owners of the game, he's not talking about the person that went out to the store, went to his local game shop, bought the fucking video game, came back, and popped it in. He's talking about the person that he's talking about, the publishers and the developers. Oh, I wonder if I can get that scene. There we go. I can get it. He's talking about these guys.
Okay, so what is the 60? I'm gonna have to $4,000.
No, fuck. I just want one.
Developers.
So every time you see the word owner, he's talking about
Developers.
Anyway, back. True enough, the gaming community is very much against DRM, which I'm glad. And those that are not against DRM, you immediately point them out as a fed. Just immediately point to them and say fed. This is something local Polish man experienced with The Witcher 2, which was published by Bandai Namco. Bandai Namco, you see? Bandai Namco. Isn't that strange? It's all coming together, guys. Even after the game had been pirated, the publisher insisted on using DRM, which CDPR was not happy with, and faced legal action from Bandai Namco for removing it. Exactly. Bamco, what the fuck are you doing? This is one of the reasons why I'm very hesitant to even touch Code Vein 2. So it's unsurprising to hear that some publishers wouldn't work with Dog. So it's unsurprising to hear that some publishers won't work with GOG because getting their games on the platform would mean releasing them without DRM. Yeah, listen. And if anything, hold on, I need to pull this up off screen. I just want to view this anonymously. This is what. Alright. Let me show you. This is how all companies feel when you tell them that you're going to release their game. Oh, welcome back, General Kenobi. I'm about to do something that hopefully will not get stream banned. I'm about to show you what DRM actually looks like. Let me show you what DRM actually looks like. This is what DRM looks like. So when you tell a developer or a publisher you're releasing a game without DRM on GOG, They get scared because you're telling them you're releasing the game without this on. Yeah! That's what it's like. That's what happened when you're telling them to release their game without DRM. With that said, famous Polish man doesn't sound terribly torn up over losing these business partners. Exactly. I'm like, listen, if you decide to be, if that's how you want to be, we lose some, we lose some, we gain some. Listen, people are here to play the games without being put in a fucking cage. Don't put the game in the cage. Probably there are also some developers that actually choose to work with us because of this philosophy. Exactly, like, listen, we're not going to put you in the cage. Indeed, GOG doesn't get anywhere near the same amount of games as Steam, with almost all the major publishers skipping it altogether. Still, it does get many games it does get many of the big PC games like Skyrim, Fallout, New Vegas. Actually, we're going to talk about Skyrim very soon. No Man's Sky, and many others. So, I'd say, okay. It also got some mod support thrown in, thanks. It also got some mod support thrown in, but do not use GOG mods. I will tell you this right now. Do not use GOG mods. GOG is good. Don't get me wrong. It is very good. But do not use their modding support. That's all I gotta say. So don't expect GOG to become go-to. Listen, if you are a gamer, if you play video games and you think like this, you are in for a world of hurt. You are in for a world of hurt. Why? Their mod support is crap. Listen, their mod support is for game. If you are like me and you do bleeding edge modding, yeah, it's not good. But if you play games and you're like, no, this mod came out like X amount of years ago, this game hasn't been updated since, this mod hasn't been updated since, it's all good to go. But if you're me who was bleeding edge, you're like, I'm sorry, GOG, you're good, but I can't do this. But in the last paragraph, in the paragraph before this, we had Skyrim mentioned. Now, speaking of Skyrim, I would like to bring us back to Bethesda. Let's just say they're finally admitting what we've all realized. And thank God we don't have the same chick talking about the exact same thing. But we got this dude, Jack, out here explaining that Fallout 4 lead artist admits he left the studio because fans' expectations for Elder Scrolls 6 was too great. I don't blame him. You got shit like, hold on. You got shit like this coming out. You got mods like this coming out. Let me just mute it. You got mods like this coming out. We're not going to listen to the review. But you got modders making Skyrim look like this. We got tired of waiting for the next. We got tired of waiting for next Elder Scrolls to come out. We said, fuck it, we'll do it ourselves. We made giant fucking mod. We made mod lists, mod packs, mod DLCs. He is not wrong. It is not looking good for Bethesda. Our expectations. You think women's expectations are high? The average Bethesda fan, their expectations would put even women's expectations the same. Bitch, I gotta mod the shit out of Sky. Exactly. Anyway, Bethesda Studios is in a tricky spot. Todd and his merry band of continuously reinventing the RPG genre with Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim, Fallout 4. I'm gonna be real with you. Fallout 4 was just Skyrim with guns. They didn't even bother hiding it. And Starfield, they tried doing the exact same thing, but they forgot, oh, wait, we should actually take our time with... Wait, do you think we should take our time with this? Nah, it'll be fine. Everybody will still like it because it... Oh, nobody liked it. Anyway, the studio has built up decades of goodwill. Goodwill that they burnt a lot of it on Fallout 4. They got blowback. They got side blowback from Elder Scrolls Online and Fallout 76, which is actually hilarious because they had nothing to do with it. They just loan out the IP to ZeniMax. Well, actually, ZeniMax owns Bethesda, and so all ZeniMax did was like, "Hey, yo, we're just gonna use the IP you guys have, make a game." They're like, "All right, take whatever studio you want." They're like, "All right, cool," and because ESO was kind of ass, and 76 at its launch was absolute fucking dog shit. Bethesda got fucking blowback, and their blowback was like, hold on. Their blowback was like this. And the blowback was like this. Oh yeah, I muted it. Fuck, I muted it. I muted it. Hold on. Let me fix that. There we go.
Woke up, I look at the computer, I'm like, what do you say fuck me for?
There we go. So yeah, Bethesda got blowback from that, and then they immediately, and then Bethesda immediately ate it on Starfield because even though everybody was trying to stomp for Starfield, everybody that wasn't paid off did not stomp for Starfield. That's how we got this fucking memes. That's how we got this fucking meme. That's how we got this fucking meme. This is a re-upload, but I'm not gonna do it. We don't got that time. I wanna at least take a quick 15-minute break after this. Anyway, so Goodwill gone, but they still think they got it. They think they still got it. They're like, oh, don't worry, but they're like, oh no, Elder Scrolls 6 isn't going to be a massive success like the predecessors. Listen, I have no expectations for Elder Scrolls 6. Starfield is a school. It probably Morrowind also has a cool Star Wars mod. Feels empty anyways. Yeah. It's purposely empty. It's supposed to be a sandbox. Just like Skywind. But anyway, we're going to move forward. I want to just be like... in an interview with Esports Insiders, former Bethesda lead artist... Nate P. I'm just gonna call him Nate P. to go with Max P. Marwin, yeah. Oh shit. Oh, no. I'll show you a little bit. I'll show you after the article, General Kenobi. Anyway, Nate P. explains his perception on the expectation that have been placed on Bethesda. Lose-lose situation. Mr. P, who worked on Fallout 3, Fallout 4, 76, Skyrim, and Starfield, assorted... Wait, this was elite. This motherfucker's the... Okay, so this motherfucker's the reason why Starfield's art direction for character... Actually, no, he's probably not the lead character artist, but he's He is the lead artist. He was the lead artist at the very least. Anyway, he asserted that living up to the legacy of a game like Skyrim is a monumental task. It's not that hard. You wanna know how you can fix you wanna know how you can make Skyrim better? You bring back the character customization that you had in Morrowind. You bring that to Skyrim. Problem solved. Done. You immediately easiest layup in the world. It'll be the easiest layup in the world. You worked on garbage games. Damn. I would have said, listen, easiest layup, you bring back the character customization system that you have, which means mysticism back on the menu, boys. You actually can make fucking spells again, boys. You get to abuse potions like fucking, you get to abuse potions even better than you could do. It's like they avoided Morrowind in other old games on purpose. Don't worry, Luca. Don't worry, Luca. I'm dyslexic too. I was able to read that despite the fact I knew what you were trying to say. Yes, I believe Bethesda is in a no-win situation, and it definitely factors into me leaving, because Skyrim, being one of the top 10 games of all time, how do you beat that? This man is out here saying, listen, I made it to the top. Where do I go from here? And I'm like, the fuck you mean, where do you go from here? Build the fucking rocket. The moon is right there. Even if you miss, you hit a fucking star. But you burn up in it like ash, baby. But that's a different story for a different day. If they do great, and I hope it's a great game. If they do, great. And I hope it's a great game. But even if it's just as good as Skyrim, you'll still get so many people throwing out hateful. Why are you guys worried about this? Why are you worried about this? You want to know all I hear right now? You want to know all I hear when I read that?
Stop fucking crying, bitch! Where? I don't wanna fucking hear it!
That's not even a fucking video I wanted. Not even a fucking video.
I wish you could.
No, fuck. I know I should. Okay, fine. I hate you, YouTube search. I hate you. I hate you so much. I fucking hate you. I hate you so goddamn much. Just one video. One fucking video. You can't even give me... Alright. But yeah, that's all I hear when he says that. I'm sure there will be more death threats again. Viewers on his... You're damn right I do. Anyway. I'm sure there will be more death threats. You live in you live in the DC area. There are feds crawling DC. And you're worried about death threats. All of that stuff. It's really unfortunate that that's the way things have gone. That's the things you've allowed. That's the way you have allowed things to go. As for why as for why Test 6 was announced so early, Mr. P believes that Bethesda was simply trying to assure fans that Test 6 had not been forgotten amidst the development of Starfield. However, considering how long it's been since the announcement, Bethesda likely had very few resources given to the project. No fucking shit! No fucking shit. Hold on, let me see. Microsoft Gaming layoffs. Reminder. Back in January. Yes, I have to use PBS. Oh my god. 9. Microsoft said to lay off 9,000. Tech giants. Companies video game business. Video game business and other divisions hit. These fuckers act like we haven't forgot. These fuckers act like we were born yesterday. We just can't read. I mean, granted, literacy rate across the world is going down, but holy fuck. Anyway, I think there's less economic pressure to just get Test 6 out on a date, but there's more economic pressure to actually make sure it's good. Yes, remember, Bethesda is owned by Microsoft. That's healthy. So as long as they're honest with the team about it, and I'm like, I don't think anybody's being honest. I don't think anybody's being honest, my dude. Oh no. We've seen willingness from studios with a proven commercial track record to just delay releases if necessary. For instance, Rockstar is known for constant delays. Its games are still extremely successful and well regarded. Of course, a project having more development time does not necessarily mean the final release will be well received. In fact, the opposite is often true. And like that, guys, you can see now, Elder Scrolls 6, Test 6, there is rumors that we'll be heading back to Daggerfall. I don't want to head back to the Iliac Bay because I like the Iliac Bay that I played in Morrowind. Not Morrowind, Daggerfall. Daggerfall, I was playing an actual RPG. Holy fuck. And that was fun. I was thinking I was gonna be annoyed. And even though I modded it, I was like, maybe I shouldn't have modded it. This is actually good. This is so good, I don't even think I needed the mods. What the fuck was I even thinking? Came out with showed me that yes, if you want to hit this enemy, you're gonna need a stronger sword. I'm like, alright, I'll just use steel. This bitch is immune to steel. Alright. Alright, congratulations, your build is dead because you decided to go a healer, but you forgot to take the ebony dagger. Alright, let's try again. But holy fuck. Playing Daggerfall, that was fun. Morrowind, also fun. But yeah. Bethesda, not looking too good. AMD and Nvidia, not looking too good. PC gaming, not looking too good. And of course, Microsoft. It might not be looking too good. Go on. Go to bed. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. There's one thing I have to show General Kenobi before I end the stream. Before we close on out. Let me just show General Kenobi.
Starwind is a massive Star Wars mod for Morrowind. If you don't know, it is amazing. It's the best mod I've ever played for any game. It's awesome. If you have Morrowind, you should get this. It's worth any hassle setting up. Starwind is a...
Yeah. You now know the name. It's called Starwind, General Kenobi. I hope you all enjoyed, I hope you all enjoyed this little, I would say, diversion, this little sidetrack. I'm gonna... Yeah. Alright, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this little stream, this little diversion, this little distraction from what we're about to be doing tonight. In the meantime, I hope you all enjoy some of these Snake Lady titties. Enjoy the song that I got. This is from correctly, FTO. Featuring Hayden Kills I thought you'll probably see her in the slide. But until then, I'll catch you guys in about 15, 30 minutes. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. Gonna set up our stream for tonight. We still gotta play, so we still gotta play with that little girl. Lower the volume. I will catch you all later.